Hi, and welcome to Monte and Mazza's Diet Diet Podcast. Let's see if I can just bring up the main screen. Hello, everyone. We are here. Why is the bottom banner gone really massive? That's kind of weird. And it helps if I turn Mazza's mic up, doesn't it? There we go. You can speak now. I've given you privileges.
Hey,
Ray, good evening.
evening.
Look, our bottom banner's gone really massive, and I don't know why.
Monte and Maz.
It is.
Nice.
Why has that happened? That's weird. Just typical, isn't it? It's just like, dear, this now I've lost it. Where's it gone? Oh well. How are you, Maz?
I'm good.
Have
How
you
are
had a
you?
good week?
I have had a good week. I've had some good results again. Maybe not quite as good as last week, but still heading in the right direction.
Cool. That's good. I can't say I've had a good week. It's not been tops for me, but the results
Okay.
not terrible. There was a little bit of cake involved. I have to admit, there was cake. Yes, yeah. But Karen, the lovely Karen, who's been visiting us for the past week and a half, she's now gone home this morning, which is sad to see her go. But it does mean no more cake, no more cake for me. Oh, there we go. That'll do. That's kind of there. Sorry, I get OCD about the layout of the screen. And good evening, Dion. Good to have you on board the chat this evening.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah,
It is
Dion.
what.
We have one viewer, which is nice. It's always nice
Whoa.
to know we're not talking into the wind. um, Check out my new LEDs. Look, I'm in theme with our colours. Yeah,
They are blue.
they are blue. Yes. Um, I can make them another colour if you want, but yeah, they yeah, just to give it
You
an ambience. Yeah, I could have it pink. Yeah, do you want pink? Hang on,
match.
let's see if I can do pink. Oh, there we go.
Cool.
um, okay, shall we go through the menu for this week? Before
Well,
we
first give me stats. So this week I was hoping to lose £5. That was my optimistic aim,
okay.
but I lost 3.2, which gives me a total of 10.3. So over £10 now, which means I'm an eighth of the way to my target, which is quite exciting. And £10 is actually about 4.7 kilos. So Ludacris was saying to me, just think, he said, those 4 kilo kettlebells down in the gym. He said, that's like you basically lost one of those, which
Yeah,
when you put it in those terms, that's quite exciting.
that is amazing. Yes. God, when you said it wasn't such a good week, when you were leading me, I was thinking, oh gosh. But
Well, it wasn't as good. Last week was way better, but, it's still going in the right direction.
yeah, it's still amazing.
Um, my body fat percentage and BMI have only gone down by a fraction of a percent. So body fat now is down by 1.2% in total, and my BMI is down by 1.8 points in total. And on the heart rate, I'd gone from 66 to 61 by last week, and I thought I might just sneak into the high 50s this week, but it's actually only gone down by one more point at the moment. So I'm on 60 as my sort of resting heart rate. So that's not too bad. And I also calculated that the 10.3 pounds is about 4.4% of my overall body mass. And I thought it'd be fun to, I want to lose £80. So I thought it'd be fun to figure out how much that was in a percentage. And it's actually 34%. So I'm looking to lose a full third
Wow.
of my person.
That's
So
that's
yeah,
that's
pretty crazy.
mind-boggling. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's
That's
like a third of me. You
it's
disappear.
just scary. Oh my. Um, yeah. Well, congratulations. Yeah. So I did warm you up to the fact that I haven't done so well, and I've lost a pound. You trying to read the chat
Yeah.
without your glasses on?
Smiler Rainbows on says hello, viewers.
Yeah. Hello, Smiler. Yeah. Hello, all four viewers. Yes. Yeah, I've lost a pound, Maria. So uh, it wasn't too bad. I mean, I was
Going back,
hoping.
yeah, you've done last week's good work.
No, I mean it's not gone on. So
Heading in the right direction. That's the main thing.
it's just I haven't been that good again. I've had a bit of a slow start at it, but at least we have made a start. So I'm going to take this next week ultra seriously and see if I can smash a record. See if we can do something special for next week. Yeah, so another pound gone. I think that's £4 in total. So
Yeah,
it's going, isn't
14
it?
between the two of us.
14 between the
That's
two of us. That's a stone.
a
My God, we've lost a stone already. I need some effects. I need some I should have got some a party
Oh,
popper.
here we go.
Oh no. Yeah. Ready? No. Ready?
I can't
Three.
do it.
Yeah. Oh.
3, 2, 1.
Ready?
Isn't there a delay
Ready?
between our feeds there?
3, 2, 1, go. I don't know. Don't know if that worked.
Anyway,
Uh, yeah, Dion says lost a pound whilst eating cake. Jammy. Oh, that's a pun, isn't it? It was blackberry jam in a Victoria sponge cake. So, yes, it was very nice. Right,
Leah
let's.
actually got started with Weight Watchers again now. So she follows the Weight Watchers methodology and she started counting her points again. She's had great success with that in the past. So we've got, another person joining in, which is great.
Okay, well, we want progress reports, Dee. Okay, so
Yeah.
keep us
You can
posted.
come on the show at some point if you want.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want, you could have your face in another little square. I can put up to about 7 of us on this. Was it 10? I don't know. We can have a whole number of people on the squares. So yeah, Dee, if you want to come and say hello, please let us know. You're always welcome. Okay, so on with this week's menu. What delicious things have we got in store for us this week?
Let's see.
Let us have a look. I've just got to work this out. There we go. How's that look? Can people see it?
Yes. So I think most of those we've seen before. A light fried breakfast, smashed avocados on toast, and bolognese with squash. So we've seen all of those on a previous time. So if we continue.
Continue. I wasn't expecting to move on that quick.
So this one, so cinnamon porridge tuna salad. It's actually the first tuna I've had since I started dieting, but quite generous with the mayo there as well, which was good. And another chickpea curry, which was, I think, the last of my batches of chickpea curry. So you won't be seeing that one again for a while, but nice big portion of veg with that one.
I do like a chickpea curry though. It's nice. It's
yeah. That was nearly 400 calories because, look how much food that is. It's piled up.
The thing is, the curry makes it tasty and the chickpea makes it filling and satisfying, So it's a real good one, I think.
Definitely.
Shall I move us on?
Yes, please. So this was an interesting day. This was last Friday and we actually went to a friend's for dinner. And that was a challenge. Originally, I thought I can't go to somebody's for dinner because of my diet. And then they said they were going to do an Indian. So I thought, okay, I'm going to take a bag of cauliflower rice with me and I'm just going to have like a big spoonful of tikka and that'll be it. which I managed to do, and I did stick within my calories. However, we went for a hike first, and then we got back and they cooked, and we didn't actually eat till 9 o'clock at night. So I wasn't able to quite keep to my restricted time eating, because I normally only eat between 9 a.m. and 7 p.m. But at least I managed to stick to my calorie count. And we did the hiking, which means that I actually nullified a lot of those calories anyway. But I tell you, it was a bit of torture, because they pulled out all of the stops. They had samosas, pakoras, Indian chicken. They had what else? Onion bhajis, naan bread, poppadoms, a big pile of rice. Oh, and a lemon meringue pie for dessert. And I basically had one little spoonful of tikka.
I would have totally failed. I would have failed that evening, I tell you.
I allowed myself a little bit of lime chili pickle, like a little half teaspoon lime chili pickle, which pepped the whole thing up and made it super tasty. But yeah, so I was good. I held strong.
You went all out with the chili pickle.
Yeah. I
can tell by that photo. Look at you, you rebel.
I know. It was so hot though. You couldn't have much of it. It was hot as anything. So that was at least a good success story, that I managed to survive a dinner out at a friend's house.
Yeah.
Next.
I think we're making Dee hungry.
Yeah, I know. She wants an Indian now.
Oh, bless. Sorry, Dee. So day 14.
So this was a different one as well, as you can see by the calorie count down the bottom. So I wanted to invite some people around for dinner, and I wanted to be able to have a decent sized dinner. I mean, this was the end of my second week. So I had, a brunch instead of having a breakfast and a lunch, which was only 245 calories, saving me over 500 calories for dinner. So I actually measured out 60 grams of chapati flour and made myself 3 little wraps. And had like a quarter of the guac, a quarter of the chicken fajita, and a quarter of the Mexican beans. I mean, it came to over 500 calories and was the biggest meal I've had in 2 weeks. But so to me, that was quite a binge.
Yeah.
But it was still within the 800 calorie limit. So it shows how you can kind of flex things a little bit to maybe cater for having something like a dinner party. And I felt so full, and I actually felt full for a couple of days afterwards. It was a bit of a shock to the system.
Yeah. It's funny how that happens, how when you're reducing everything down, your stomach and capacity kind of starts to shrink with it, doesn't it? And suddenly you can get quite satisfied by smaller things.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I didn't have any cheese or sour cream or anything like that, but it just felt so decadent and luxurious anyway. Just even having a wrap instead of a lettuce wrap was amazing.
I think one thing that's going to help me is, and she won't mind me saying this, but Smiler there has gone vegetarian for a bit. So I think that's going to help me with like eating more vegetables and staying a bit healthier, as well as trying to lose weight, but just doing it in a healthy way.
Yeah, I mean, there have been some days where I've actually eaten entirely vegan all day. I haven't actually even meant to, but yeah, I mean, you kind of find when you're making those choices that vegetables are often a low calorie choice, so why not?
Yeah.
Have more of them.
Dee's using her food to soak up the gin, I think. Yeah. Okay, nice. So moving on to day 15.
This would be Sunday. So my new groceries came and they gave me some banana shakes and I wanted to try them. And oh God, to me, I thought the flavor was so much better than the strawberry one. That was like really nice. And then I just had a kind of snacky lunch and salmon for dinner. I'm glad to get three new loads of salmon in for the next 2 weeks. So that was good. Next.
I'm not a big fan of cottage cheese. But yeah, I don't know. The dryness with the tomatoes, I could probably get down with that. But it's I don't know. There's just something about cottage cheese.
It's a plain cottage cheese, but I put some, as you can probably tell by the sprinkling on top, but I put like lots of cracked black pepper and a little bit of Cornish sea salt in it to season it, to just make it a bit more interesting.
I might like that. I might try that. I will try that and let you know how I get on.
The cheese and chive one's really nice, but unfortunately they didn't have that in stock this week, so I just had the plain one.
Right, yeah. Yeah, cheese and chive one, that probably would be my thing, wouldn't it?
Mm.
Right.
I'm getting on to the next shop, which is like roasted vegetables and thyme, which sounds really interesting. So we'll see what that one's like.
Here we go with day 16.
Yep, so a slightly different lunch. Had cottage cheese. I bought a pack of ham this week. They're quite low calorie and lean. And for dinner, I had the Thai green chicken curry, which I mentioned I was going to make. So this is got props, got props.
Oh,
So
wow,
this is what
you're
I
all
use.
prepared.
I know. So I made my green curry. Instead of using something like this, like a coconut milk, I used one of these coconut drinks
Mm,
instead, because for 100 mils of this kind of thing is about 110, 130 calories for 100 mils, and for 100 mils of this is about 12 calories. So it's
right.
about 10 times less calories, but it's still, a coconut milk of some kind. So yeah, just the chicken and vegetables, the Thai green curry paste, and the coconut milk. And it made such a big portion. I didn't even bother with the cauliflower rice because I thought, well, it's already got vegetables in it, and I don't really need any more food than that's there. So, and Ludacris loved it as well. So this is, I think, going to be something I'm going to make more often. Yum, well, yum.
Smile is saying, how about quark instead of cottage cheese? Because it's more like cream cheese. For me, she's thinking I might
Yeah,
prefer that in a similar sort of way.
yeah. There we go. Let me know what you think.
I'll try both things and see which one I prefer.
I've also got my cheese making kit. You know that I made that cheese about a month or so ago.
Oh
There is
yeah,
actually a recipe in there for making cottage cheese. So maybe one week I'll actually try and make it and see how that goes.
cool. Yeah, yeah, that sounds good. Okie dokie. Moving
Next,
on to the final day, 17.
yesterday. So I got a bit lazy yesterday. I made a bulgur and pesto salad the evening before, which was in several pots. So I'm going to be having it for lunch for a couple of days. And then in the evening, I just thought I'm a little bit fed up with just having like meat and two veg kind of thing.
Hmm.
So I just had some avocado on toast, which is one of my favorite lunches. Only I had two pieces of toast. And this is the proper rye this time. So last time I had like a Tesco rye, which just looked like normal thick bread.
Yeah,
Whereas this is the German one. It's kind of a little odd. It comes in this sort of little packet like this. And they're super thin and they've got no wheat flour in them. And it's really interesting because I toasted it. I took it out. It was steaming a lot and it's so malty. It smelled a bit like beer. So,
well,
but
I
yeah, it tasted
definitely
really
want to
nice.
try one of those.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Hmm. Yeah. And
So there you go. Snacky dinner for dinner
so,
yesterday.
where did you get that? Where did you get that rye?
I got it from Tesco, but the
Oh, you got
first
it from
time I
Tesco.
ordered, it just gave me a Tesco rye because it was out of stock. But it's basically a German brand. It's called Schneiderbrot. But
Oh,
yeah, there's a few different German brands of this type of rye bread,
right.
and it's super thin. It's a bit like lembas bread.
So, what is it like
Everybody
before
sees.
you toast it? Then is it just like bready, like
Yeah,
floppy?
it's it's very dense, which is why I say it's like lembas. But
Right.
it's very dense and kind of bendy, I guess. But it takes quite a while to toast. It's a bit like sourdough bread.
Right.
It doesn't toast very quickly. I had to pop it in a couple of times.
Okay. Cool.
It's nice. It's got like seeds and all sorts of grainy, seedy bits in it. It's nice.
And you've also shared with me this week a
Yeah, so
gift.
that fits with the wearable tech conversation. So that yes, so you can see there. When I started on a kind of a 25 points, and I'm gradually moving to the right. The stats are going up.
I
Um,
can't make that any bigger, by the way. That's
okay. So yeah, so I mean, we can have a bit of a conversation about wearable tech, but that's one of the things that I basically got out of my Fitbit.
mm,
So there's obviously different technologies out there, and when we say wearable tech, it can be anything that you wear as an accessory, which is kind of smart or computerized in some way, and includes things like augmented reality glasses and things like that. But in the context of what we're doing, I'm only going to really talk about the Fitbit, the fitness wearable tech and those kinds of things.
hmm
So there's obviously quite a few options and things on the market. You've got the high-end type of ones like Apple Watches and the Samsung Galaxy Watches. Those come in at around the £400 price point, that kind of thing, and can basically do a lot of the things that your phone would do. You know, you can make calls and things and almost use it as a phone replacement if you wish to. And they also have the fitness stuff inbuilt into them. And they can, you know, give you reminders to do stuff. I think a friend of ours who's got an Apple Watch, he has his detects if your heart rate suddenly goes up and things like that, with the idea that it would, you know, detect if you're having a cardiac event. But then it started binging one time when he was in an interview because he was really nervous and his heart rate was going up. So, so he was like, you know, it was distracting him because so supposed to be quite useful for helping to monitor those kinds of things. If you've got, you know, heart conditions and things, it can be quite useful in that respect. There's also ones like the kind of the Garmin ones, which are pretty good in terms of the GPS tracking. So a couple of our friends that have used those have been avid runners. Right. So when you wear those out, it tracks where you go, and then afterwards you can get like a run summary, and it'll produce a nice little map showing where you've gone with like statistics about the elevations and things like that you can then kind of share on social media and to show people where you've gone on your run and that kind of thing. And so those are pretty good from that perspective. And then there's the kind of the range of ones that I use, which is Fitbit. They're, you know, pretty good in terms of being interoperable with, you know, different kinds of technologies and stuff. That's a Garmin one.
Yeah, I just thought I didn't even know Garmin did this sort of thing. So
really?
No. So I thought I'll just have a quick look. So yeah, this is like the runner watch, GPS tracker and fitness watch. Yeah, so there you go.
While you're bringing pictures up, I also, before I talk more about my Fitbit, wanted to mention Bellabeat. If you put in Bellabeat Leaf, if you don't really like wearing a watch,
how do you spell that?
Bellabeat. Bellabeat, and then you can just
Leaf.
Or if you put Leaf and then like go to images or something. It's basically, you know, if you're a lady, you don't really like watches, these are really beautiful. You can wear them, you know, on your wrist. You can put them as a pendant. You can have them clipped on your clothes like a brooch. And they're really beautiful. And they're still fitness trackers. I don't know anybody that's got one. And I don't know fully what all of the functionality is. But, you know, they always strike me when I see adverts for them because they don't really look like any fitness tracker I've ever seen.
I guess it does the same sort of thing, but just connects to your phone. So the screen is your phone, and it's got all the clever gadgetry in it that records all the things that the others do that record.
I mean, if you have it as a pendant, how does it monitor your steps? Normally that's based on arm movements. So it's things like that I don't quite know how it works. But yeah, you just tap it whenever you want to see your stats, and that brings it up on your phone.
That's clever.
Yeah, they're beautiful. You get ones with like opals and diamantes and all sorts. They're really lovely.
Looks more natural if you're into that sort of thing. You're going out.
Looks like jewelry.
Yeah, it's cool.
So I use Fitbit. So, you know, as well as, you know, mine doesn't do so many fancy things in terms of, you know, being able to use it to place calls and things like that. But you know, the app on it is really quite good. It tracks quite a few things about you. I've got a Fitbit Scales as well, you know, which the two sync together. And also, I think we mentioned before that I use MyFitnessPal for calorie tracking. Right. And you can actually link your Fitbit and MyFitnessPal apps together on your phone. So, you know, and it's a two-way data feed. So in MyFitnessPal, it will tell me how many extra calories I've burned with my exercise. And on my Fitbit tracker, it clocks there how many calories I've consumed. The reason why I did that is because the Fitbit food database isn't as good as the MyFitnessPal one, because it doesn't have such a reach of audience, because you know, a free app. So many people use the FitnessPal because it's a free app. So the database of food is so much better. It's so much more intuitive to use for that. But then you link them together so they can share that information anyway. So that's really useful. And with the scales as well, you know, that all kind of automatically all links together. the GIF you showed earlier, it basically produces a fitness score for you, and it bases that on several different things, including resting heart rate, including your weight, including things like how quickly your heart rate recovers after doing cardio exercise, and a bunch of other things. And it does, some sort of formula and comes up with a fitness score based on averages for people of my age. So that's been quite useful. I think because my heart rate's coming down, my weight's coming down at the moment, that's moving in a good direction. So that's quite useful. I haven't stepped up quite so much on the exercise front yet. Been going on a couple of hikes, and that's about it at the moment. I'm keeping it a bit lower level while I let the diet bed in.
Might be going on a walk this weekend, hopefully, if the weather's nice.
Yeah, I should be going on too this weekend if the weather is good, but one minute it looked like it was going to be bad, then it looked like it was going to be better, and then I looked today and it looks like it's going to be bad again. So we'll see. Keep fingers crossed.
So I suppose with these, with the wearable tech, it depends on whether if you've got a technology watch already. So if you've got like a Samsung watch or an iPhone, Apple watch, then you can use the stuff that's built into that. But if you haven't got one of those and you don't want to spend £1,000 on an Apple Watch, you can go with one of the Fitbit ones or the Garmin ones, I guess.
Yeah, Fitbit price point is between like 80 and 100 pounds, depending on what one you get. I normally go for the mid-range one called the Charge. You also have a Flex, which is sort of smaller and simpler and a bit cheaper, and then you have the Ultra, I think, is the one, the big square one, which looks a bit more like an Apple Watch. So there are very within the range, so you can try different ones out, or change your mind, if you want to go for a different model. By the way, I've just seen that Smiler has said that she just weighed and has lost 3 pounds.
Oh, congratulations, Mrs. Monteman. You're well done. That's a massive achievement. And with cake. How did you do that? That was very, very, very good. Yeah, I don't like wearing watches, so I'm just going to use the fitness thing on the phone and just see if I can remember to keep my phone on me at all times. It's not perfect, but
something like a Bella Beat, but for men, like some kind of more manly pendant you could put on a necklace. I'll have a look.
Yeah. I can't say I've ever worn necklaces either, but
no, it might be less than or even like as like a little badge, or I don't know.
Yeah, that would be all right. If I had it as like a Starfleet logo on the.
Yeah, that you'd be all over that.
I could then go.
A Star Trek badge and stick a Bella Beat on the back of it.
Yeah.
And you won't be able to see.
And I'll be like, how am I doing with my fitness? Hang on, wait a minute.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sure that happen.
Yes. So some of the
pretty much.
Sorry, Maria, I missed that.
Just saying, that's pretty much all I have for today.
Wow, that was a lot. And you were well prepared with the topic of the day that I completely forgot about.
Where was it?
So that was good. I was glad you were on the ball with that one. So coming up over the next week, doing some exercise. Even me, going to do some light exercise. Eat healthier, eat less, keep to the program, and hopefully have a good result for next week. Everyone's going to have a good result. You're going to have a good result. Smiler's going to have a good result. Dee's going to have a good result. Everyone gets a good result. That's the plan for this week. Do we know have we decided what the topic of conversation is going to be on next week's podcast?
Either hints and tips for calorie counting and batch cooking, There's a couple of different ways that I do that, or maybe talk a little bit about, kind of fitness and cardio and stuff like that. What do you want?
I don't suppose Ludacris will be free next. Oh, sorry, that's my phone. I don't suppose Ludacris will be free next Wednesday to join us to talk about fitness regimes.
No, he's normally at drills on a Wednesday.
Okay. Maybe
Maybe
batch cooking then.
we're off that week. Maybe we'll
Okay.
do that. And
Yeah,
I'll get
so
ludicrous.
batch cooking next week, fitness
Oh,
regimes the week after.
right. Lovely.
Okay, well, thank you for joining me, as usual, my co-host Mazza.
Been a blast.
Been a blast, and don't forget to like and subscribe, you guys, if you haven't, and if you're watching it on replay, if you're just picking it up from YouTube, please come join us next Wednesday at 8 o'clock. We'd love to have you along, and subscribe to myself, the main channel, Monte and Ludacris, if you could. That'd be fantastic. So thank you, chat. It's been good to have you on board, and see you next week.
Bye.